Tēnā tātou te wānau, kei poi hākena mātou i te rangi. Today we are at South by Southwest Sydney, and we are about to delve into the richness of the Māori language and First Nations of Australia, and all to do with gaming, music and innovation. Wake tātou.
Kei te mahi au I te mahi, kei te mahi tonu au I te mahi,
O rupe te maunga ko tongoring te punawai, nā pārangi te apu, o ka waki, tokumarai, o Jojo au.
Kia ora koutou, taku ingoa. We're here in the heart of Australia in Sydney. We're here at Aotearoa House representing everyone in New Zealand.
So my name's Ben Altra. I'm the head of gaming at Awesome Black. I'm a Wiradjuri man.
I'm also putting on a very iconic event, which is the first test match between the New Zealand Māori representative up against our brethren over here in the indigenous.
No 9 to 5, that's not my vibe, don't cross the line, don't cross the T's.
Okay, we are here at the Aotearoa NZ House. This is where, for the most part, the Te Reo Māori or the Māori culture and the First Nations Aboriginal kind of come together, have a kōrero, panels, presentations. We also got Rocket League 1v1 goes down tonight as well. Haere mata ki roto.
You ain't seen nada, I flow like the hour, sweet and little cow.
What brings you to South by Southwest Sydney today?
We're here presenting tomorrow about Māori ideologies for maximum impact. Subject mainly around the tech space and our kaupapa, which is game development.
What's really awesome about this event in totality, when you think about one, we bring all of our history and heritage and that's our Māori principle over here, and we're coming across the ditch to our closest kind of cousins. That's really important, and I think when you're here at a really iconic event like South by Southwest.
You know, Awesome Black is like a First Nations digital creative agency across all different types of multimedia, so we do heaps of stuff.
Out of the fault-based games, and we're currently creating a single-player Māori video game with indigenous futurism as the theme, with whakapapa tikanga kawa at the forefront in development.
Then what's really awesome as well for the Australian and the indigenous side of that, the First Peoples of Australia, we get to blend them together and they get to see our culture, and we also want to embrace their culture, which is part of what we're going to see today. So I think that's the fusion.
If anything, this is an opportunity for Aotearoa, for Te Māori to be promoted to the world.
When you think about indigenous culture, we have a particular way in which we view the world, and that's kind of universal across all indigenous cultures.
Whakapapa is the big one. All things tie back to something, and that just helps enrich and give deeper meaning to stuff. Something that I appreciate. It helps guide our creation process.
Video game sector is the largest entertainment sector, and so the rangatahi love it. They know all about it, and so today is historic in that sense, because you've got to start somewhere. What a great way to start in South by Southwest in Aotearoa House, where we have an official New Zealand Māori representative taking on someone who will represent, you know, the Aboriginal people over here in Australia.
Like, it's the first time. I don't think I've ever seen any type of indigenous, like, you know, friendly match or competition match, and being able to work with, you know, Māori and be able to find an indigenous player. It's been bloody awesome. Like, this is really awesome. Like,
we're here telling Māori stories, speaking a reo.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko whakaari toko maunga, ko ohopi toko mauna, ko kawa toko awa, ko Jonathan Jensen taku ingoa.
How do you make sure or ensure that they are authentic and they're told by the people?
yeah, that's a really good question.
Making sure that they get the right people, the right creators, and the right Aboriginal influencers to give that platform, so you put them side by side with some of the most famous brands, people and platforms, and allow them to tell their stories.
I don't have to hear it all, so long as it's our people telling our stories, in whatever capacity they have.
We want to tell our story, we want to do the art, the sound, the music, we want to do the development, we want to do the, you know, whatever it is, the augmented reality or virtual reality, we want to do the whole thing. Because that allows us to do the end-to-end, but then also allows us to have careers and grow, you know what I mean? Like, give people, you know, we would say, give black people the opportunity to have careers in these spaces, and then that means more stories, more of our stories coming into space, and that's what it's about.
When we can make games with Te Māori actively engaged within and integrated in, they become the teachers and stuff like that, but not necessarily having to be on those educational resources, you know? It's like, whenever you look at other games where other cultures are represented properly, and like you just learn about the culture and you're ingrained in depth.
It sounds kind of a little weird, but we have to be present, we have to be loud, we have to do really cool things that inspire them and let them see that what we are doing is really cool. They're obviously going, you're looking at this event, they're going, we got everyone, we can bring a Chance the Rapper, we can bring in all these mad people. But it's like, no, we should be showcasing all of this really incredible talent.
So it's very important that the festival is successful. But then when you look at it from the indigenous, it's more about then, I guess, wrapping around your arms and offering the love and care and consideration to those events.
It's not a question of should we, it's a question of how do we, like, right, let's just get it in and make it happen, right? So I think that's really cool.